Ready?
We're here at Jeptha today with Austin, the manager. Austin, you doing all right today?
It's the best day of my life.
Best day of your life.
We're standing on about 64 acres of a working farm. We have a lot of outdoor seating, our covered patio. We use that stage over there for some concerts throughout the summer series. But this is just a good look at our distillery right through here.
Well, I certainly appreciate you being so accommodating on short notice.
No problem at all, Mark. It's good to meet you. Come on in here. This is what we really hang our hat on, is this ground to glass method here. Ground to glass is like farm to table, but it's better because there's bourbon at the end of it. But we do grow all of our own corn here. We have about over 500 acres of corn. We do specialize in Bloody Butcher corn, and this is Bloody Butcher corn. It is an heirloom style corn. It has been around for centuries. It is a natural hybrid of a red and a white. It is named that though because of this right here. It goes from a white to a red, and if you look at a field of it over time, it looks like a Bloody Butcher's apron. So that's where the namesake comes from. It is not very good for distilling, but we get to use it because of the size that we are.
Gotcha.
This was discovered by our master distiller, Joyce. She discovered it through a recipe for cornbread, and she wanted to use it, and being a farmer's wife, she grew her own. But she realized that there's not a huge yield for it. That's another reason why distillers don't like it. 1 to 2 ears per stock. We specialize in it, though. We are the largest growers in the state of Kentucky that use it. But we do need a specialty attachment for our combine because the stalks fall over really easy. So we have to use that. It's also easier for animals to get. Animals love it because there's a compound in here that's used for candy flavoring. It gives it that buttery, creamy kind of taste that like a taffy has.
So this is the best place for deer hunting in Kentucky.
Exactly, because it falls over. But we do have our own grain bins here on site. We mill our own grains, and then we do our distillation process. Once we take those spent grains, the family also has cattle, so we just use that as a cattle feed. The corn is also higher in protein than yellow corn, right. So cattle love it too. Sure. But then we use that as fertilizer, collect that, get it back into the soil, completing that ground to glass circle. Being able to do that is a lot greener. It is also a lot more hands-on, and it's a little bit more costly, but it makes for a better product, we think.
Now, how long have we been here?
We started in 2016. We opened in 2016. We started having bourbon in 2020, though. Right. We didn't source any barrels. We started with clear spirits, vodkas, and moonshines. And then over time, as those barrels aged, we got that bourbon product.
Gotcha.
Since then, we've had, I want to say, maybe about 5 new bourbons come out, most recently on May 2nd. Okay. So we have some of that as well. You got to see these, though, these cats here. Whenever we're building our barrel barns, we actually found these kittens abandoned in the barrel barn by the mother. They're all 4 sisters. You got sweet wheat right here. That's big barley in the back. You got down there in the bottom, you got spicy rye, and then malt is somewhere in here.
Oh, there goes malt. There you go.
But they're very sweetheart cats. Yeah. We use them as pest control. Whenever the distillery's closed at night, they run around.
Re-roam and make sure nothing's happening that's not supposed to be happening.
As much corn as we have, there's some pests, so they take care of that.
Well, they just have the life, don't they?
They do. They're very, very sweethearts. But yeah. If you want to come through here, I'll show you the distillery. This is also our inventory. We keep it here before we ship it out.
I like when I walk into a distillery, and we're really proud of the country that we're from.
I'm telling you, man.
I really like that, especially.
We have this would be a good shot too. I don't know if I need to talk any louder or not.
You're good.
Gotcha. This barrel right here, it's called our red, white, and blue barrel. We have some veterans and first responders to sign this, and we rotate these. There's about 3 in the building. We have to rotate them every month. That's how many veterans and first responders come in here. Wow. So there's a lot of inside jokes. They usually put any kind of call signs or their rank, so it is pretty neat. But it goes into a specialty bottle, and we'll drink that if you want.
Wow. Okay.
This barrel is pretty interesting, too. This is the first barrel that was produced in this county after Prohibition. The Nethery family really had a big hand in getting this county being back wet. It was barreled on August 18th, 2016. It's only been opened 1 time. Yeah. They have a son who just graduated college recently.
Had to celebrate.
Whenever he turned 21, they opened it up. So it's only been open 1 time. So this is a really important piece of history for this county alone. We have 8 fermentation tanks. We have 4 at 1,000 gallons, 4 at 2,000 gallons. So we have about a 4 to 5 day rotation on our fermentation. We have some products that haven't even been bottled and sold yet. They've just been aging this whole time. So we are small enough still we can run experiments. You're good. Yeah. We have enough time and we have enough staff and equipment that we can still run experiments on grains and recipes. So it's pretty neat. We can produce about 7 to 9 barrels a day, depending on whatever grains or whatever product we're trying to make. Because we also make vodkas and moonshine still. They're some of our most popular products still. But we use a column still for our bourbon here with a thumper. Our vodka touches all 3 stills, and then we use this hybrid pot column still for our moonshines because that shape gives it a little bit more mouthfeel difference to it, allows a different flavor to come out. Although the column still is more efficient, we do use that for our bourbons. But every other still has a place. All these stills were designed by our master distiller, Joyce. She got together with Vendome to design all of our stills. These cubes are a little bit different, too, from major distilleries. Smaller distilleries, we really use them. But for our particular uses, we use them in our vodkas and moonshines because we use a tea bag system that naturally flavors the products. Because we do grow our own blackberries that go in the blackberry moonshine. We grow our own blueberries that go in the blueberry vodka. The only thing we don't grow are the lemons that go in the lemonade moonshine and the coffee for the coffee vodka.
Very self-sufficient.
We really are. I mean, it's back to that ground of glass. But I think that's what I got for you. Our whole bottling area is right here. We still hand bottle, hand label, hand cork. These distillers are some of the hardest working distillers we have too, because they help with bottling. They also help in our barrel barns. So they do it all. That's 3 different jobs that they do. Yeah. So it's a hard working team out here.
Well, thank you for being so hospitable and letting me come in and check all the property out. I'm gonna maybe have a little taste of it, as I've never tried the product before, and I'm excited to.
Well, let's drink some, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's go.
So this is our red, white, and blue bottle. It is not only our best-selling bottle, but it's my personal favorite one. We have this. It's called red, white, and blue for a couple reasons. It goes to help out veterans organizations. It's one of the most important reasons. This batch is batch number 2. It's going to help out USA Cares. We're on track for around $40,000 this year, just donating right to them.
And now what we tried just before that, you're telling me that this is all that you have left of...
Our single barrel wheated.
The single barrel wheated. People, if you're trying to get your hands on that, that's all there is left right there.
I'm hoping to be done with it before too long.
How long will it take before you have more?
Before we have more, we do have rotating single barrels. So you might have a 4-grain or our bottle and bond at a single barrel proof version. So it's just a high rye recipe on that one. But yeah, we rotate our single barrels.